Hey everybody, Nubkeks here. We're just waiting for the PTR to come live at the moment, and I saw an interesting post on the Heroes of the Storm subreddit. It has been downvoted quite a bit. It's quite controversial. People are getting 26 comments. I mean, it was just posted quite recently as well. People are getting quite involved in this. I want to go through this post because I think it's quite interesting. It's all about sort of the different aspects of skill within the game. So we'll run through this post real quick and see this guy's kind of point of view. Then I did a comment which I think might hopefully be a more helpful way of breaking this down and a little less black and white as we'll see as we go through this. But anyway, this guy's wondering you get grouped Diamond or Grandmaster. But you play with someone who doesn't seem to know the game. You know, you're playing with someone going like, how are they in Diamond, or how are they in Gold, or how are they in whatever it is. When they can't do this, like, it's so obvious, they're making all these obvious mistakes. How do you not know that this is something you can do, or how can you mess up that skill shot so often? I don't understand how you can be ranked the same as me or higher than me or what have you. What is the answer to that question? Well, this guy says there's three types of players. He says there's mechanically gifted players that climb up the rank ladder easily because people you play against can't compare mechanically. They can land Kerrigan combos, but they'll jump into fights 4 versus 5. They don't have map awareness. They get caught because they're getting not paying attention to the map. And they're at the top because they hit skill shots, can overwalk, and just really good mechanics. Yeah, okay, so we got mechanically gifted, alright. We got the strategists, so they have good game sense, but they have trouble playing because their gifts all went to game sense. You normally find them at gold, platinum, and low diamond. They communicate and ping the team what they could be doing. They know when to take camps because objectives are spawning. When it comes to team fights, though, they lack mechanical skill. They can't land skill shots, can't orb walk, and misclick because they can't aim properly. All right. So as you can see, very black and white. Like, it's not just there's going to be these three people. And this says there's a balanced player from Grandmaster to midpoint, so being very flattering to everyone, really. Well, not everyone, everyone above gold, I guess. So the pros and the ones who are good at both aspects of the game but don't play enough. They play 5 games a day because of time restraints, or they just enjoy playing, but they don't play anymore. That's still quite a lot of games a day, I would say. They're very passionate or end up being top. So that's kind of funny, kind of flattering people. But anyway, yeah, people are getting kind of annoyed, I guess, because it is so, black and white in that, hey, you're one of these 3 people. But I do think that, although this is obviously, the way he formulated it is a little bit silly, but, I mean, to be fair, he's just writing a post for fun while he's waiting for the PTR, so I don't really mind too much. But yeah, I went down here, if we find my comment. Here we go. So this is the comment I had. I just posted it. But I was kind of saying, yeah, it's an interesting way of thinking. It's formulated in black and white way. I think this might be helpful. And it might be a helpful way to look at the game and look at yourself and then be able to quantify to a certain extent what is good or what is bad about the way that you play, and then what aspects of the game you need to focus on in order to improve. So I think that there's 5 main aspects of player skill in the game. Again, you can get involved in the comments down below as well in case you have more or you want to expand on these or whatever, because again, I just typed these up again while I was waiting like 10 minutes ago. I just went blah, 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 and typed them out. So I might not have covered everything here either, but I said number 1, there's mechanical skill. So this is being able to control your hero well, being able to aim and land skill shots, be able to juke skill shots, be able to stutter step. It's all about that mechanical skill of moving and controlling your character. So that is obviously a very important aspect of being a skillful player. There's also map awareness. So this is, understanding, your movements around the map, knowing where your teammates are, where your enemies could be or would be or should be. So sort of this high level strategy, being able to position well when you're, facing off against the enemy team or you're going for an objective, knowing when you should start an engagement or when, as he mentioned above, it's a 4v5 and you shouldn't start, and all that sort of thing. So that's map awareness. Again, I think this one is pretty broad. Maybe you could break this down to a couple of different things, but still, that's very clearly, I think, a big aspect of skill. You also have got game knowledge, which is related to this but different. So I think game knowledge is understanding the theory behind the game, how different heroes and team comps function, the value of objectives and timings on a map, and so on. So this is basically like knowing, like, okay, they've picked like Li Ming. Well, Nubkeks is going to be really good against her. All right, being able to draft well, we could put in here too, or saying, okay, well, I've got this hero, like I'm playing Raynor, I'm going to be good against these heroes in the enemy team, but I have to watch out for these ones. Or maybe, well, I'm going to be really ineffective, have to play very cautiously until like level 13, and then have my power spike, be able to go in. Or, okay, we're on we're on Battlefield of Eternity. We want to take the Bruiser camp before the Immortals spawn and start pushing, so we get a lot of value out of that. All that sort of stuff. Or, you know, saying, okay, we can't quite get this objective, but if we can't pick up the objective, there's other things we can do on this particular map, like Infernal Shrines. Well, maybe we can go split push down a fort, and that will actually get as much value as getting one of those early Immortals, so or Punishers, I should say. So we'll actually be okay. All that sort of stuff, just understanding how the game works, the functions of different heroes and all that sort of stuff. Again, you can kind of know this without actually being in a game. And again, I think this is one of the things you can really improve. Probably one of the things you can improve the most, or the most quickly anyway, by watching the types of videos I do, I suppose. Number 4 then is communication. Being able to communicate positively and effectively with teammates, assisting and coordinating strategies. So again, like, are you good at pinging for your allies? Because again, you probably, if you think about it, you know, how many people do you meet in the game that are able to communicate well? Versus how many people do you meet that communicate very poorly? You know, they spam pings, or they're negative, or they're passive aggressive, or they like type in all caps, all this sort of nonsense that just fosters just kind of anger and resentment, and basically is a really ineffective way of actually leading the team. This isn't just leadership as well, I should say. It's also just being a good team player. You know, just, can you communicate with your team? Can you foster a positive environment, a positive atmosphere that will help everyone play at their best and play together as a team? Number 5 then, somewhat related to that, is mental fortitude. So maintaining positivity in the face of toxic teammates, difficult games, losing streaks, etc. You could also put in the flip side here of you know, staying calm when you're on a win streak, or, you know, when you're winning a game, keeping a cool head and playing properly, you know, not getting cocky or arrogant and then throwing a game because you overestimate your abilities. Just kind of keeping a rein on your own emotions, and I suppose letting, even when you're in a tough situation, or, you know, a very easy situation where you might get careless in some respect, being able to maintain your skill in these other aspects. So there you go, guys. I think they're the 5 main aspects of player skill, and you can look at those and kind of talk about you know, what sort of stuff you're good at. So I mean, again, you guys have given me feedback on some of this stuff before. So I would say my mechanical skill is pretty good. My map awareness is pretty good. There's sometimes I do blank out on it. I think my game knowledge is very high overall. Obviously, I can improve on everything here. My mental fortitude isn't great sometimes. I think when I'm just playing by myself, it's pretty good. But like going into Hero League or streaming, I find it much more difficult. That's something I learned during this season, especially, and people who are going along with the streams will have noticed that as well. Then communication. I get this, like, people saying, oh, why didn't you tell your teammates this? Or like, you're talking to us while you're commentating, but you didn't say it to your team. So I think communication might be the one that I'm occasionally worse on. Like, I think I'm good with pings and stuff, but like, I won't often go into chat and be like, okay, we should try this strategy, or like, back off, let's do this or that, whatever, what have you. So yeah, I mean, like, there you go. You guys can probably break it down yourselves, and this might be a helpful way of basically, as I said, pinpointing where you need to focus your ways of improving. I think mechanical skill is possibly the most important one. It's the most difficult one to improve on. Communication should be very, very easy to do. It's just not being lazy, essentially. Mental fortitude is obviously difficult, but the rest of your stuff in life should hopefully help with that. Game knowledge should be fairly easy to do. Obviously, it's very deep, it's very complex, but it's something that you can definitely learn just by watching streams. If you enjoy watching videos, you'll pick this stuff up as you go. And map awareness is quite difficult as well. These two are quite difficult. And I think there is some degree of like talent and natural ability. But anyway, you can still improve for sure. But there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Just a quick little video because I'm sitting around waiting for the PTR. I've had my dinner. I'm ready to go. Bring it on. It might even be live right now. I don't know. But thank you for watching. Give a like if you liked it or you found it interesting. And then do get involved in the discussion down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is this an interesting way of looking at it? When you look at yourself and your gameplay in light of these 5 things right here, if you think they're a good way of breaking it down, do you kind of notice things about your own gameplay that you mightn't have thought of before that you could improve on? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.